What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another video. In this one, I'm going to be trying to make the Pac-Man map in Minecraft. That's pretty much all. I don't have much to say. So, yeah, that being said, enjoy the tutorial, and I will catch you on the flip side. Alrighty, so the space you need for this is a 55 by 61. And the materials you'll be needing are blue concrete, black concrete, smooth quartz slabs, light gray terracotta, and conduits, and a lot of them. If you are in survival or something doing this, use flower pots, I guess. I use conduits because they're the closest in color, and I think that it is cool that they light up. Although I guess even like payload pressure plates or buttons would work. Those would probably be useful if you're actually trying to make this working to some extent. I don't really know. I didn't think that far. Oh, they offload. That's really weird. Starting from the front left-hand corner of your 55 by 61 grid, cough, cough. If you need to start from the front right, you can as well. This build is perfectly symmetrical, at least left to right. You want to start by going back, and you want to place 23 blue concrete. Just like so. You will then extend right by 10. Back by 8. Left by 10. Then back with 3 black concrete and then a blue. Then right by 10. Back by, you guessed it, 8. Left by 10. And then back by 18. If you mark your grid, you will end up at the back of it, which should be correct. And you should have something that looks kind of like this. It's a little bit weird. Now, you want to take the frontmost end... my system software is updated on PlayStation, go figure. You want to take the first black, or I guess blue concrete and the last blue concrete that we placed and extend each of them to the right by 54. Like so. I'll do the back one as well, but I don't really need to count it. I do just need to bring it across that number. Like so. If you made your grid, you should end up being at all 4 corners already. If you didn't, it doesn't really matter, just that's really the spacing that you need. Now, you can start from this point by taking the blue concrete, and we essentially want to copy the kind of weird squiggly line we made on the left, just on the right. So if you start from the front one, you'll go back this time by 22. Then left by 10. Back by 8. Right by 10. Back with 3 black concrete and then a blue. Left by 10. Back by 8. Right by 10. And then you should connect backward with 17, I believe will connect you. And that will just make sure that everything is lined up properly. Nice. I would advise just starting by bringing this entire thing up an additional 4 rows with whatever the material may be, either black or blue. Mainly blue, but there's a little bit of black in there. Hopefully everyone is having a good day or night. I am for the most part, because this is going to be a fairly simple tutorial. I'm not going to time-lapse any of this. And also because I don't feel like going through that extra step of editing, because that's a lot of work. Not really. There's no point in time-lapsing 80% of the video, you know? Get that length up a little bit so it's not 8 minutes, but you'll get your content's worth. Anything fun to share? No, I may consider making more of these. I should also definitely make the ghosts and Pac-Man as statues. Although I guess it would just be pixel art, so that's not particularly interesting, but still, you know, but fit the vibe we got going here. of Pac-Man. I don't know. That's, I guess, the only vibe. I love some Pac-Man. I have not played, like, Pac-Man in ages. I have it on PlayStation, funnily enough. There's a Pac-Man game, like an arcade game, and it's pretty fun. It's too classic. I would like to make more retro games like this. I just feel like a lot of them are harder to make than this, because this is just a very simple grid shape. Which is, pretty much for me, it was literally counting the dots on the map, and using that to figure out how long the, I guess, pathways needed to be. It's not particularly complicated, but there's definitely other, like, Galga would be interesting to make, although there really isn't a good way to make Galga, because it's just a giant, like, space screen. There's no real layout to it. Obviously, there are different Pac-Man levels, and I think this is level, I want to say 1. Part of me is saying 0, but I don't think it has a level 0, because that's weird. Level zeros are not a thing, even though they are. What has a level 0? There's something that I made, I feel like, that had a level 0. And I just can't think of it. Watch it is this, and I'm just making a fool of myself. That'd be pretty funny. Regardless, yeah, we're almost there. After this, I think it will be a time-lapse because it's filling in the... Actually, no, because I'll just slash fill it. Haha, funny. But yeah, it'll be the floor. Because it'll be nice to get that in. And yeah. I feel like this would be also really cool. You could put like an arcade machine border around it. Even if it's not particularly perfect. I think it'd be cool for sure. It is kind of large, I think, to make an arcade machine out of, but it's not necessarily the end of, or it's not like too big. I don't know. It's kind of up for your own interpretation. Or let's play with it. You should have this anyway, and it kind of looks like Squidward if he was really blocky and had tentacles coming out of the side of his head. Anyway, you want to now fill in the entire floor of the middle here in with black concrete. There is one thing I will mention as I'm doing this. You're just filling it above the grass, so the walls end up being 4 tall. The thing I will mention is I actually also fill outside, like here, where you have these little rectangles. That is kind of up to you if you do or not, but I just think that it makes more sense to have pretty much the entire grid space filled in. It really doesn't actually extend any further than the blue that we have, so you're just filling in any dead space to create a rectangle. But yeah, I'll not actually fill them in manually. I will have to go back and fill in a little bit of them, but I'm going to do a slash fill command, and I am going to make it keep because I do want the blue concrete walls to stay. Although I don't think it matters because I am on the inside anyway for all of them, but still. And then I'll just fill in the extra row here, and if you obviously need more time, do not be afraid to pause. But yeah, you should have this. Once you're there, you should find the long side, which is... You can kind of tell by looking at it. It's just the side where there's, you know, more blocks. Insane. Who would have guessed? And so I guess I'll mention this. Each pathway is a 3x3 or a 3-block wide area. And as I mentioned, the build is symmetrical. So we're going to... Oh, hey, look, it's me. We're going to just kind of work with that as we can. If you head to the front right-hand corner, or front left, you can do both, I guess, at the same time if you want. You want to, from this black concrete count, are going to go back diagonally left by 3 and place a blue concrete here. You can, if you want, just place like gray terracotta or something off either side of it, just to make sure that it is 3 off either side, and it should be. You'll then bring this blue concrete back by 2, left by 10, back by 6, left by 2, forward by 6, left by 6, forward by 2, and then you'll just connect all the way back to the right. And you should have this kind of weird shape. I would advise making this one on the other side as well, so if I'm going to the front left, I'll count back diagonally right by 3. 1, 2, 3, place a blue, extend it back 2, right by 10, back by 6, right 2, forward 6, right by 6, forward 2, and then connect all the way to the left. One thing I will mention, as we're doing this, each number will end up being a even number as we're filling them in. That actually technically means the row is odd because we would already have the 1 obviously there on whatever side. Just figured I would point that out. In the middle here, at the very front row between these kind of two weird shapes, you want to essentially leave a gap of 3 on either side and place a row of 3 blue concrete in the middle. It should be fairly easy to pinpoint. If you're having problems, again, just like use a different block to mark it. I will take both sides this time at the same time, and I'll take these end blues and bring them back by 6. I will then extend out by 6. Back by 2, and then I'll connect together at that back row. We will end up just hollowing out every shape like this, but that's not really important. I just figured I would mention that anyway. We can do another section. I'll start from the right again. We'll do right each time first, and then we'll focus on the left after, I guess. From the, like, weird kind of... It's the first shape we made that's almost like an upside-down T that is one side elongated. That's a really specific answer. You want to take this top right corner and count right from it by 4 and place a blue concrete here. You will then extend it forward by 2, right by 2, and then you'll go back by 6, right by 4, back 2, left by 6, and then connect forward. So again, you'll do the same thing on the other side. This back corner, count left by 4, blue, back by, was it 6, I want to say? Or no, I guess we went forward by 2, my bad. And then left 2, then back by 6, then left 4, back 2, right by 6, and then connect forward. As we're making these shapes, you should be looking at the kind of black concrete dead space, not in the middle of them, but kind of between them, and just making sure that most of it ends up being 3 blocks as we're filling these in. You'll end up with some areas that are like a lot more, but if you have 4 or 2, then you should be a little bit more concerned. If it's just 3 like on an edge like this, especially, then it's fine. I'll again only instruct this one once because it's fairly easy. If you take the bottom kind of outer corner of these shapes, you'll count to the outside by 4 and place a blue. Extend it back by 2, and then both sides of that can just be connected to the wall. So if I take the end here, I'll count over 4, blue there, back 2, extend each of these right by 3 into the wall. There you go, that's something done at least. We're getting there. So here's a fun one. The middle T shape we made, we actually have to copy back again. Now, to I think make this a little bit easier, I'm going to take the blue concrete. I'll start with the right. I said I was going to always start with the right, so I will. I'll take this back left-hand corner of the kind of 7 that we just made on this side. Or I guess it's backwards here, but that's not the point. You want to start by counting left by 4 and place going left from this block. It's not that many, I'm not there. 9 blue concrete. Because that's a full row, we don't actually have the... Or it'll be an odd number. Take each side and extend it forward by 2 and then connect together. And again, do the same thing from the other side. Gap of 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 blue. 2 forward on either side and connect together. You'll end up in line with the kind of inner ends of these weird shapes that we started with. You'll see if I just trace, you have blue there and blue there. And this is where we'll copy the T. So you leave a gap of 3 from either side and just place 3 blue concrete in the middle. You will extend either side back by 6. And then out by 6. Then back by 2. And connect together. Nice. We're getting there. At the left and the right this time, I'll start with the right again. I'll take the, from the top row of this, I'll take this kind of bottom corner, but it's on the top, I guess. It's just this guy. You'll count right by 4 from it, and going right, place 3 blue concrete. Extend either end back by 8. And then you'll connect together at the back. You should be in line with the point where the kind of map juts out on the edges. You see you have a perfect line here. Other side, same thing. This kind of front, or this bottom, also top left corner, you'll count left by 4. Place 3 blue to the left, back by 8 on either side, and then connect together. A lot of these shapes are fairly simple. I think all of them are, actually. The most complicated thing we have are the T shapes. But even then, they're not particularly complicated. Again, we will direct our attention to the right side. If you take the kind of inner, or the, I guess, top left corner, rather, you'll count back by 4 from it. And on this block, you will go back and place, I think it's 7, yes, 7 blue concrete. So sometimes we'll start with an odd, I guess. You'll then go left by 6. Back 2. Right 6. Back 6. Right 2. And then you'll end up kind of... I guess you could alternatively go forward by 14. And then connect over. Or just alternatively, you know, extend that one over 2 and connect. Same thing on the other side. From the left, it'll be the back right corner. You'll count back by 4, place going back 7 blue. Then go right by 6. Back 2. Left by 6. Back by also 6. And then either end can be brought left by 2, the first block and the last block replaced, and then you'll connect together. You are probably noticing a trend here. That middle we will worry about later. I think we're going to entirely ignore it, actually, for a little while here, until, like, the very end, except for the conduits we will do last in the light gray terracottas. So, but either way, between those T's we have, guess what, another freaking T. You'll have this same, like, 9-block space here, so from the front, you'll leave 3 on either side and place 3 blue in the middle. You should probably know the drill, it's the same thing. You'll go back on either side with 6 blue. Then extend out by 6 from the end. Back by 2. And then you'll connect together. The remaining shapes are a little bit different. They aren't all 1-block middles like these are, but they are still fairly easy. You'll, I gotta start from the right. You'll take the back or the top right-hand corner on the right side here and going right, or you'll count right by 4, excuse me. And then going over from that, you will place 7 blue concrete. Extend either end forward by 2 and then connect together. And again, you'll do the same thing on the other side. This top left, you'll count left by 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 blue. Either side forward by 2 and you'll connect. Just to be quick. There you go. We kind of want to copy that previous shape that we just made behind itself, except this one's a little bit wider. It's not the normal, like, 3 blocks wide in total. So you want to leave the 3-block gap or count back by 4, and you'll just copy the row of blue from the previous thing. I'm doing it on both sides at the same time for this one, because it's simple enough. You'll then take either end of blue and extend it back, this time by 4 with blue, and connect together. So the spacing in the middle will be 3 rows instead of 1 row, or in total 5 instead of 3. Whichever you prefer to think about it as. Again, I'll do both sides at the same time. You'll take the, I guess, inner row of 5 blue, and you'll leave a gap of 3 moving in from it and do the same little row of 5, or just count over by 4. You'll be in line with the edges of these. Essentially, you have a perfect line here. This entire row is almost clear, except for the very front there, but that's not important. You'll then take this blue on the both sides of it. Wow, you'll take the, I guess, front and back ones and extend them inwards by 8. And then you'll again connect together at the far side. Did I do that right? I felt like I counted that weird. Yeah, okay, that's right. We have one more shape, and then we can grind a little bit more. So from the front inner corner on either side of these, you'll again leave the 3 black open and just place 3 blue concrete in the middle. You'll then connect either end of blue directly into the blue concrete border, like so. And that'll give you this. Again, you can check pretty much everywhere, yeah. It's a 3-block pathway all around. Obviously, you do have the giant gaping hole in the middle, which I feel like looks really cool like that. But other than that, it is nothing. Although this is literally like a perfect representation. I pretty much stole it, not really. You then want to take each blue concrete and extend it up by 3 from what we have. We could, in theory, I guess, do the other thing as well, but not to, again, I don't want to call my build amazing, but I literally just took each dot and said, okay, here's how many dots this is, so this is how many 3x3 spaces I need. Or I guess, maybe not 3x3, but I kind of marked it with the dots, essentially. I don't know how to explain it other than that. So yeah, it's pretty much exactly like the game, I guess. I hope. Obviously not every level is the same, though. It's like the first, like, 5 or 10 are the same, and then it switches? I don't remember. It's been a while since I got on the old Pac-Man. I think it'd be fun to make your, like my own custom version of a Pac-Man map. It's not really much freedom you have, but, like, if I kept it the same size and stuff, I could definitely make a very interesting layout. It's like the Minecraft, Marketplace map, the Pac-Man one. I have that one, actually. It's funny enough one of my most popular streams. One of them of playing that. Don't know why it's so popular, to be honest. It kind of has like 13,000 views that are nowhere, but you know, it might be more than that. I don't know. It's like it's somewhere between like 10 and 20,000. I'm pretty sure. I don't know. I don't pay attention to my live streams that much for view count. I generally am looking at the tutorial videos if I'm interested in any sort of view count. But you know. Anything else fun to mention as I'm just building up these walls? Oh, this might take a while. Oh, God. I forgot how long this took originally. This was a build that I made back in, like, September? It was a while ago. Some random day I wasn't at Spirit working. So, you know, there's that. I was like, you know what? I'm going to make Pac-Man. And then I just never turn it into a tutorial. And now it's January 28th, the day I'm recording this. So, you know, it has been, like, a good solid 4 to 5 months since this actually was originally made. I got distracted by things like that, you know, the Pink Palace apartments over there. And, I guess Security Breach Lobby, because I just finished recording that the day before I started this. I am too far ahead. I mean, I know I'm gonna run out of things eventually, but for now I'm chilling, I think. But I guess I do have also Chapter 2, which is gonna be like 50,000 billion parts of Poppy Playtime, which probably will have started by now. I would imagine it would have started by now. There's, again, like a lot of other things that are like this build that would deserve their own, I guess, day, where I don't stream, that this one won't be probably visible for a while or around for a while. Although, I guess we'll see. These are the fun tutorials though to make. The city ones are fun sometimes, sure, but I don't think they do as well for 1, and for 2, they're just, you know... It's not as creative for me. I guess I have more freedom when I'm making, like, say, a Domino's, because that's another thing I'm recording today, rather than making, like, a Act 3 build or something, but building Act 3 is just more satisfying to me. Just how it, I guess, ends up being. I guess if you have any funny suggestions, let me know. I do have a bunch that generally I do look into them. If I don't respond, it doesn't necessarily mean even if I heard the comment, I may or may not end up building it. It just depends. Because I have to see, like, how well known it is, where it's located, stuff like that. Even if you say, oh, you know, it's located in the southwestern United States, even though I don't know if there's an area that's considered the Southwest, even though that would be, like, Arizona. I still have to see, you know, how many locations there are as well, things like that, especially for the city builds. For the game builds, I have to just see, 1, if I know the game, and 2, if it's within reason, I guess. That's another thing that does go over my own head sometimes. Although I guess I am making Poppy Playtime Chapter 2, so really at that point, what's out of reason, right? With that and Security Breach dropping within, like, a month of each other? That's, yeah, that's something, I guess. These are the reasons I do the tutorials, for the absolute insanity that is 50,000 part tutorials. Not really, it shouldn't be that many. I'm putting my money on, like, under 100 for Chapter 2. I know that's, like, ridiculous to say, what, it's going to be close to 100, but I think each segment will be about 20. Maybe less for some. Like, I don't think I don't think musical memory and Wacka Wuggy will be that long of segments. It's Game Station alone will probably be like 10 parts. So there's that. And then the statues room will also be like probably 5 or 6. The statues room is big, but it's not complicated. It's a lot of just random stuff that I'm not gonna probably do block for block, because they're pipes that aren't actually real. I have an itch. It's annoying me. Oh, I missed a section. I thought I had it all. I thought I was done. It's never done, guys. It's Pac-Man. It's never done. Yeah, on another note, I guess. Fun times for tutorials. This year should be, like, a lot better than last year. Not that last year was terrible. I mean, you got all the new Hello Neighbor and FNAF, but, like, this year you got Chapter 2, you got Security Breach, you got some more Hello Neighbor stuff that I can't say what it is because that would ruin the surprise, obviously. Things like that. A lot of those, insane tutorials. It's going to be more about the video game tutorials. I also have a couple others planned that I'm kind of considering at this point. I'm not, like, set on just ones that I need to, I guess, touch up first, and then that's really all. I just need to touch them up. Not much going on. Anyway, you should end up with this. We're pretty much almost done, other than the dots themselves. Those will be annoying. But you want to take each of these shapes that we just filled in, and a block down inside of them, you're going to fill these little lines with black concrete. I guess some of them are more than one little block. Try to do this in a more methodical way than I am right now, because I'm kind of just going around and filling them in. Because I think if you miss one of these, it's going to be a lot harder to tell than if you miss filling one up 3 rows. So just try to at least make sure you have an entire section done before bouncing around to another section, which I am doing a horrible job at right now. Don't follow my pattern. I'd probably go like across and do each of these shapes, and then just keep working back by doing that, or doing it top to bottom would also work. It's kind of up to you. Like, I'm just going to kind of confirm. You should be able to see, like, I can see these are hollow. Just, it's not as easy to see because there is already black concrete at the bottom, so if you're above it at the right angle, it probably won't be visible. I don't know, I just work here. I'm just making guesses. This is an easy step, at least. It's a change of pace from whatever the frick we were doing before. I'll tell you that much. I'm almost there. These ones are nice, I guess. If it's more than a row, then it's a little bit better because you're not... I guess the one row is nice because you are just, like, fill and run, but... It is nice to not have to be jumping around every half a second. Okay, so... Oh god, I'm not done. I think this is the only one I missed, though. You should end up with this. It doesn't look that much different, but it definitely does make a difference. Especially, like, you can see from the angle I'm at, the top ones look a lot different. But, like, I bet you... Well, no, I would be able to tell that one doesn't have it. I don't know. Still harder to tell, regardless. I'm still right. Obviously, I'm always right. So we're going to start from the back this time. We want to be in the center here, and you want to find this T-shape at the top. I'm calling the back the top. You want to leave a gap of 3 moving forward from it, and just place smooth quartz slabs to kind of create a line here. You'll extend these slabs an additional 1 off either side, and then place off either side of that 5 blue concrete. Take either end of blue concrete and extend it, I guess, forward or down with 8 blue concrete. And then connect together here at the front part. Each of these blue concretes will also be brought up by 3. The reason we left this one for later is because we're not filling in the top of this one, and we also have the smooth quartz slabs to deal with, but just ignore them for right now. They're not really that important. This is the little ghost area where the ghosts spawn, and then come out and start chasing you around the entire map for no reason other than they're feeling spiteful. Why do they chase you? I wonder if there's like a lore-accurate reason to that. You want to take the top row of blue concrete and also connect it together with smooth quartz slabs just to make the barrier a little bit better. I mean, you can still run through it, but I guess that is the point. We're going to start with the light gray terracottas for this next step, and then it's just going to be conduit hell or heaven if you prefer that. Take... At the sides here where you have the, like, bottom bump out, you want to be on this little little line of black concrete on this side. It should be 3 3x3 squares you're kind of looking at. Not that that's particularly important, but either way, you'll take the bottommost one. You'll kind of take this corner here just before, or just behind this blue little divot in, and you'll count back diagonally in by 1 from that black concrete and place a like ray terracotta there on both sides. Just fly across and place it there. You can kind of see where that is. You'll do a similar thing at the back, but this one isn't quite as easy to find. If you head all the way back, you'll take the row of 5 blue concrete on the outside and the middle of it, and you'll count out by 2 and place a like ray terracotta there as well. It should be there. From this point, you're going every other block around the entire area within the black concrete, and you're placing a conduit that should not be tilted in any way. Every time you hit a corner, you should be directly in the corner like this. Or, I guess, you should be one off each side. You should be, I guess, directly in the middle of the 3x3. There are a couple exceptions to this, and I will talk about them right now. So if you are at the back where I am, I'm going to bring this row across here because I think this is the best way to do it. You want to keep the middle around the ghost chamber open. When I say that, I also include the pathways between these areas, kind of, at least the middle 3x3. So for example, if I bring these conduits down, they're going to stop right there. They're going to stop on the inside, and they just won't cover the space, I guess the like 3-block space around here. And same with this side, this will just end up being a straight line, which should be placed there, like so. There are like, I guess 2 other exceptions? Yeah, 2 other exceptions. So, the pathways going, like, to the black concrete here, you're also just going to kind of ignore. So, essentially, on these sides here, it's just a straight line from bottom to top. I guess you will have a couple branches off, but you won't really branch off like here. The other area, and this one's weird, but it's at the top here, where the blue concrete is right here. The conduits, or the, I guess, dots, just kind of turn away. So essentially, once you hit on either side, it'll be a dot right here and right here. You would end up having 2 more in the center. You just don't want these, and you instead want to head up this path instead. And just kind of keep going all the way around. And I will fill all of them in so you can see exactly what I mean as I continue to ramble. I want to talk about making this functional because there is a thing for that, technically speaking. Now, I'm not quite a command block expert, so I don't particularly know, but I'm assuming that you can make a, like, test for command or something to test how far a conduit is from you, and let's say the conduit is within a 2-block area, you can destroy the conduit. I'm not sure how that would work exactly, because again, I'm not particularly a command block user, but that is something to consider. Also, when you hit the like ray terracotta, just pretend like there would be a conduit there. Don't do anything with it, but you know, it should line up perfectly like that. The other thing is these signs, you can actually use a test for command for that. And essentially, like, it'll be a repeating command block underneath, which will be test for at p, and then in brackets, r equals whatever, 1, 2, something like that. Probably 3, I would go. And if you get to that space, then it can trigger a different command block, which will teleport you to the other side. That one is a little bit more complicated and one that I actually know how to do. Well, actually, it's probably less complicated than making the conduits disappear. But regardless, I might do a tutorial on that someday, because I feel like that is definitely something that has been useful in maps to me a lot. Because, yeah, you could just do the basic pressure plate, but the pressure plate doesn't exactly work the way you would like, probably. Okay, yeah, I'm just making sure that that's where I don't go. It is definitely up to you, though. Also, where Pac-Man spawns, you cannot have or you don't need conduits if you don't want. He spawns, I'll show you in a second. He spawns right here, I believe. Just between these 2 T's on the bottom. So you can remove the conduit to your side, but I don't think it matters that much. Because the spacing where you would, technically speaking, spawn there is no conduit anyway, because it's between them. Oh, God. Okay, no, I'm just missing, I think, this side over here. Yeah, there's definitely a lot of potential to make a map like this actually working. Lord have mercy, I cannot place these. What's also cool about this is the conduits do give off a very bright light source. I did not realize how bright they were. I had that problem in Chapter 2 where I was like, there was a light source and I was like, what is it? And I knew conduits gave off light. I just did not realize they gave off a light as bright as the sun. So, yeah, I did have to come to that conclusion and then remove them and replace them with, I think I use flower pots instead. But yeah, that is something to consider. Then I'll stop there, and I think I got all of them. Might have missed an area. No, it doesn't look like I did. There you see, that's kind of all of your conduits. It's really just the middle and the side you're worrying about, and the infamous 2 missing conduits at the back. But, yeah, once you're done that, ladies and gentlemen, that is your Pac-Man map complete. Pretty nice. Thank you guys for what you guys did enjoy this video. Dang, that was 35 minutes. That's insane. Have a fantastic rest of your day or night, and I will see you on the next one. Peace.